Chairman of the Montego Bay chapter of the Jhta, Robin Russell, revealed that the government faced objection from airlines and the Regional Tourist Association to have mandatory coronavirus testing for tourists. He made the comment as he sought to explain the rationale behind the government's decision to make testing for tourists optional when the country's borders reopen to international travelers on June 15. Jamaicans entering up to June 14 will have to undergo testing. The announcement by the government has left some Jamaicans feeling uneasy, especially with the warning from the Minister of Health to brace for a spike in coronavirus cases in light of the easing of restrictions. Mr. Russell said the government was left with limited options. However, the Jhta recommended testing of tourists to the government and encouraged it to discuss the matter with airlines.
But what we were told and what we got from the discussion was the airlines did not have the capacity to do it. Whether they wanted to or not, that's another thing, but they decided that they were not going to do it. We then lobbied the CHTA, which is the Caribbean Hotel and Tourist Association, to say we needed as a Caribbean to stand up and say we needed this testing. You know, if we stood as a body, Caribbean body, then maybe we would have a voice. The CHTA said that they would not require testing either. The WHO has said that they were not going to require testing they didn't see it as plausible for airlines to be testing. So Jamaica had a choice. Either we were going to stand alone and miss the opportunity for flights to come into Jamaica, or open the doors.
Insufficient equipment formed part of the decision made by the Holness administration to allow for voluntary testing for tourists. In the meantime, Mr. Russell says it will be easier for the movement of visitors to be monitored as they will be in a structured environment.
So you're putting them in an environment that is prepared to deal with that. Sending Jamaicans into every nook and cranny that's not prepared to deal with them and having the virus is far more dangerous. So if I send somebody to Montego Bay and they come into Montego Bay and everybody in Montego Bay says, look, we want to be a part of tourism, we have applied to TPD, we have followed these protocols and we're ready and raring to go, it's far safer than sending somebody to Old Harbour Bay that the person is going to be walking up and down. There are no sanitation protocols where they're going. There are no cleaning protocols where they're going because it's just people living.
A 122-page health protocol document, which has been prepared for the tourism sector, will govern the operations of each player.